I'm ready.
All right, everybody, welcome to Lions Nation Unite. We're here with Herman Lowe, Lions Rewind. We got our guys here to answer some questions.
I might go hoodie up. Yeah.
Lowe has his hoodie up.
Big fella.
So we can just start by saying, what's up, Lowe? How was the trip?
I'm tired. Hey, look, I'm not tired. I'm tired. That's
tired.
A different type. Yeah, that's a different type right there. But it was good because they won the game. We got in late last night, but it was a good victory. It really was. And yes, I'm happy we're back. I'm also happy for the team that we at least get. And Herm, you know this, we get one extra day off because it's the Monday night game. Because, man, They got beat up yesterday, man. There's a whole bunch of guys went down yesterday. If you think about, man, you lost. They whispering maybe for the year Derek Barnes might be gone.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you got, oh, my goodness, you got Aleem McNeil, Herm. When I seen him in the tunnel after the game, he had his hand in his pocket. So with the shoulder, if you got your hand in your pocket, you don't want that thing to move out. Yeah, man. So they was taking him back to get x-rays. And, Terrion came in hurt. It was a lot of guys got banged up yesterday. Alex Anzalone didn't play. So it was a lot that happened yesterday with a lot of guys. But we got the victory. So
Lomas, that was a very depressing start.
I'm sorry. Okay, well, I got all that out the way. So we ready to go.
Okay. Was it a happy vibe on the plane at least?
Well, it was so late at night, but know what it was? And again, Herman understand, it was a confident vibe. Chrissy, it's only the third game of the season. You can't be on there, you know what I'm saying? And you beat a good Arizona team, but that, so it's back to business. It's getting ready for Seattle, who we've been having a lot of problems with.
Okay. Well, we're going to start. Herman, you want to say anything before we dig into it?
No. Just welcoming everybody to Herman Lowe, our Rewind, and it's always good to see the big fella come back. But great job, man, you're doing on air. It's a pleasure, man. It's great listening to you and you and Dan, the voice,
the voice.
As you're going through your show, and just it's always good, man, to have the insight. I know that being the person that you are and how close you are to the organization, you always bring some really, really good insight, especially when you start getting into the player depth and we start getting into some things beyond just what some of us are just seeing on the screen. But as we know, the game is deeper. Even when I was talking to Chrissy yesterday, I was telling her it's amazing what we will watch versus what fans may watch. And fans have different levels of understanding. We know a lot of them have played sports and all those things, but I was mentioning to her how I was just watching receivers when they stand in the huddle, the skill position players, what are their movements, what's their facial expression, what's their body language, because that's how you can tip routes. And then I look at the defensive secondary and all those things in terms of their confidence and how they're getting along in the backfield. Are they jarring at each other? So there's all these different things I'm watching and not realizing I'm watching that makes the game so much more enhanced and it makes it fun. Even as a retired player. But yeah, man, it's love hearing the commentary from you. Love the fans that come in and are watching across our multiple channels that we're streaming. So yeah, man, it's good.
I feel like that happens across industries. As a person who's a digital marketer, I can't just be a watcher of marketing. I dissect everything that I see. So I know people who are singers, they can't just hear people sing. You just can't watch a game like a normal person. It's just
it's something different. Yeah, something different. Because you're right. We're looking at different things.
So the goal here is to dig in a little deeper to the game. So ask you guys what you might want to talk about. And one thing we did touch on yesterday, but without Lomas, is the effect of the run game and what it had on the entire team, both offense and defense. But Lo, you want to talk about the offensive line? Because last week you were talking about running the ball.
Yeah, man. Well, again, kudos to Ben Johnson. Kudos to Aaron Glenn, our coordinators. Man, Ben Johnson understood. You got to let them big boys eat up front. You got to let them eat, Chrissy. They hungry. We come in the game hungry. We ready to eat. And that's what he let them do, man. I mean, David Montgomery in the backfield with Jameer Gibbs, and you got the best O-line in the league. You supposed to pound the ball. That's how you start the game off. You know, Herm, we got a chart where they have like your first 15 plays or your first 20 plays that you're going to run in the game. Well, if I looked at that chart, it should probably be maybe the first 7 plays should be run plays. Then you start mixing in the pass with it because it's going to make it easier to get the passes off. It's going to make it a little easier for play action passes. It's just set up so many things. And then you get us, the big guys, you get us in an aggressive mindset because we're going forward. We ready to eat. I'm going for my meal. You know, I'm not waiting on my meal to come to me. I'm going for my meal. Oh, you see how I'm rocking back and forth? Yeah. See my camera, zoom in, zoom out. Yeah. All right. Yeah. But yeah.
So you're happy?
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, because it set everything else up, Chrissy. And then towards the end of the game, guess what you needed to close that game out? You needed your run game. They pounded the ball towards the end of the game when those guys were tired, and then they were able to go ahead and get that dub. But it was just a great game plan. Herm, I don't know I know you had to like that hook and ladder or whatever y'all call that. Whatever we call. Did we do that back in the day? Did we ever do that? Did we ever have a play like that? I can't remember.
No. The biggest, Lomas, the only plays that we would do that were kind of trick plays would be the flea flicker. And we had Barry throw the ball maybe 2 or 3 times that I could recall. And then we had Brett and Johnny. We had different receivers that would throw out of the backfield. But that was pretty much it. We didn't do the hook and ladder. We didn't do anything like that down the field.
Yeah, I know you'd have had fun with that, huh?
No, man, because no. I'll just go into the back corner of the end zone, man. Just throw it up.
But Herm,
I ain't got time for all that.
But think about it. You come across catching it and then flipping it to B. Who's stopping that, though? Who's stopping
Man, no. Barry is bringing nothing but a lot of people with him. I don't want him running over there with me. Why would I want the person that they want to shut down the most anywhere around me involved with any play that I'm involved with? No, man, no. They could send Barry the other way and take the rest of the defense.
Well, you were a magnet too, so they were coming at you too.
So why would we want both of us together? That wouldn't make any sense.
But don't you want to be involved in a play like that? Johnny Morton, we would send Jay Moore across that.
That would make more sense.
Yeah. But then you're not in the spotlight when the play's
That's all right. All I want is just my fade route. I don't care if it's 1 or 2 guys out there. It's just okay. Right. I'm used to the corner and the safety. That's nothing.
Okay.
I can work with that.
I hear you, Herman J.
I can work with that.
All right.
You've seen my work.
So Herman, talk about the way that the run game impacted the passing game. We saw, different components of the offense getting involved yesterday. It seemed like a real balanced attack. So how did you see that from your lens?
Well, one, I agree 100% with Lomas. When you have such a solid, dependable running game that's going to get you 4 and 5 yards a carry, it's no reason to not force a defense to have to take that away from you. That's what it comes down to. What can you do to force defenses to have to take something away, meaning they have to make their own adjustments. And then from there, you start to have that 15, 20 plays that Lomas just talked about that we have this kind of pre-scripted. You then are able to go to that because now you've manipulated them or you forced them into a coverage or a scheme that is predictable that allows you now to call the plays that are best against that particular coverage or that particular defensive set. And that's the whole key. But the only way you can get there is not about throwing a mixture of plays and just seeing what works. You have to drive people into a situation or force them into creating, becoming imbalanced or becoming very uncomfortable. So that's what I saw. The running game allows them to do that. It allows the offense to be that much more effective. It allows that offensive playbook to be wide open. And then it also gives them those sustainable drives. There's a couple things that if I had to look at this offense that I would say you want to see them do a little bit more of. And that is just making sure that as they do it, I want to see that. I like seeing tempoed offense. And sometimes that becomes a great asset for you. I've only kind of seen them do it every once in a while, maybe after a play, but sometimes you just come out and you're playing with speed and you're playing with the fact that you have so much depth in the skill position. You can rotate guys in and out without losing a beat. But there, I thought it was an excellent call ball game. I thought running the ball 43 times, and then you have your quarterback passing 23 times, and then you're seeing the effect of that. It did nothing but make the passing games open. You got, if you look at his incompletions, what did he go 12 for 12 before there was an incomplete pass or something like that?
Yeah.
That speaks to, I mean, that speaks to just the consistency and the ability for them to not have to take risk on certain plays. So that's what I liked about the offense that I saw.
And to me too, it was good that how dangerous Kyler Murray and them had came into the game. They had one of the top offenses, in the league. A blowout win against Stafford and them the week before, put up like 40-some points against them. Marvin Harrison, 4 catches for over 130-some odd yards, 2 touchdowns. Those guys that came in on the roll, and what they needed to do was to keep him on the sideline. And I thought, again, ball control, moving the chains, that kept our offense on the field, kept them off on the sideline. So I thought that was big too, and especially, like you said, wearing down that defense and really being able to get at them in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I want to thank everybody who's coming in. So we're getting people coming in and asking some questions. So unfortunately, we're getting some injury questions, Lo. So I want to ask you guys, talking about Davenport and about if he's out for the year and what that would mean for the Lions. Obviously, we haven't heard from Dan Campbell yet. He talks about 45 minutes. But in general, too, I mean, what as former players, how do you deal with injuries as a team? How does successful teams keep rolling through? I mean, we even are seeing it in Green Bay with the quarterback, right? So, I mean, how do you continue to cultivate success even when you've got really important players that go down?
Yeah, I mean, I just think you got to give Brad Holmes a lot of credit because they built up a lot of depth. Well, I would say that at least our starting 22, we got an excellent starting 22, and they're starting to build depth up behind that. And that's a hard thing to do if you think about it in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to carry because, Herm, that's why I think, okay, I'm getting all off. But Herm, that's why I think they should expand the rosters too. I think the rosters is too small. I mean, I really do. 53-man roster, active roster going in. You could carry 69 guys, but they practice squad guys. Man, to me, and I know it's a cost thing with the NFL, why they don't want to do it, but they yelling about safety, safety, safety. But here you are, you're going to add another game next year because they're going to 18 games because they got to have it even. They can't be like it is. You playing, 9 away games and 8 home games or vice versa. So they're going to even it out. That's going to happen. But to me, man, they need to increase the rosters, man, so you can build up quality depth. Like Chrissy's talking about, you could build it up. Then when guys go down, that level doesn't drop off so far because that's the biggest thing, Chrissy. Right now, if a starter goes down, who's coming in and how far off is the playing ability, or you know what I'm saying? How much of a drop is that going to be? And that's the important thing. So hopefully the depth that Brad Holmes and his scouting staff and them have brought in, hopefully these guys will be able to ride the ship. So far, so good, but we still got a long way to go.
I'll jump in on adding to that. Yeah, you can expand the roster. You can continue to expand games. You can go to 18 games. The only concern I would have is that you start to really water down the talent. There's hard to get depth as it is, and to have that as you have players who aren't your marquee or your household, your top guys. If they start to go out and you're just replacing them, I think the concern then becomes the quality of the game. And it's not that they can't be developed, but you're either going to have to expand practice time so everyone gets more practice time. You're going to have to expand all other areas of the game. So there's a fine-tuned piece that we see every time the NFL starts to tweak it, or there are certain things that start to happen. There's a ripple effect that's going to take place. There's a cause and effect that happens with change. And if they do go to a larger roster than the 53-man roster to accommodate for injuries or the opportunity because of the way the sport's being played, the expansion of the game and the leagues, and especially now when you start talking about international travel, it gets to be a lot that's happening. Well, and if you start cutting down on the amount of practice time and preparation time, I think it's going to open it up to even more injuries. It's going to open it up to less preparation on the field. So, I mean, what's the quality of the sport going to happen? So I think they really need to pay attention and take a look at this, but continue to look at how do you add depth. I think right now, keeping the games, if they do go to 18, I would just lock that roster down. You can put in some extra players and bring in some extra talent. But after that, I just wouldn't continue to make this about transactions and the ability to span because of revenue, because you know that's what's happening. The more sponsors, the more games, you need more product, you need more everything,
Yeah.
and it comes at the expense of really the players and the team, and also I think the quality of the sport for the fans.
For sure. All right, so I want to bring up this question, Herman, that you mentioned and that we thought about before the Lions game. Actually, we put out some polls on the Lions Nation Unite social channels about the NFC North and which team are we fearing the most as we go into contention. And far and away, fans have voted that the Vikings are who they are fearing the most. If you're here, you want to leave a comment, tell us which team you're fearing the most. But Lomas, you want to start? Which team do you think right now is the one that the Lions should be watching?
Yeah, they definitely have to watch Minnesota, but man, Green Bay is kind of intriguing too, to be honest with you. You know, because of what they're doing with Malik Willis. You know, now that Jordan Love is hurt, and how he's kind of, I mean, he's 2-0 in his two starts. So you know they doing. I haven't been able to watch the game, so I don't know how they are winning these games. I know he scored once, I think, running, and I don't know how much he's putting up in the air, so I don't know how it looks. But for him to right the ship, for them to keep things going while Jordan Love recovers, and I know he was questionable for that last game, so maybe he plays this game going forward. That was a nice job, and they're going to get better and better. So it got that, to me, is 1A and 1B. It's got to be Minnesota and it's got to be Green Bay.
I want to know what Green Bay has in the water developing quarterbacks. Like, it's just like one after the other
I
after the
know.
other. They never skip a beat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
so I don't know, when you start looking at the NFC North, I probably am more concerned about Green Bay than Minnesota, and the reason being is because of their quarterback position. I think their defense is very good defense. I think they have a really good defense. Their secondary is not a slouch. Are there holes in every defense? Yes, absolutely. Can you negate some of the defensive part of some of these strong teams we're going to face and their edge rushers and just their rushing scheme? We're working with teams that have really good defensive coordinators as well, that know how to get their team prepared, and they look to take away certain things and strengths of other opponents. But when they bring offensive firepower with that, it becomes problematic. Green Bay has receivers. Do they have receivers that you just know is going to destroy your team? No, but they have those that play very well within their system. They have two quarterbacks now, that they've seen that they can win with, that can put up points. That's dangerous because now you've got that security in there to where your offense takes on a different identity. It may not lose certain pieces. I mean, I'm looking at Malik Willis's stats yesterday. He's got 13 of 19, 202 yards, one touchdown, but then he's rushing the ball. He's got 6 carries for 73 yards and a touchdown. So at 12 yards a carry as a quarterback coming out of the field, to me, he becomes even a little bit more dangerous than a Jordan Love, because Jordan Love stays in the pocket a little bit more. So you get a contrast of two guys. Minnesota, I think if you really target, is almost like what we saw with Arizona. If you start to target Justin Jefferson, or you take away and put pressure on Sam Darnold and start to have him chase around a little bit, I think he can still make plays, but he's making shorter throws. He's making certain plays. They're doing play action. Their running game is what's key for that offense for Minnesota. And defensively, they're going to come after you. I mean, they always have a pretty good defensive set. Doesn't matter the name of the players, right? They play together as units. So those are the concerns I have. So I would pick probably Green Bay as being probably the team in the NFC North that I think matches up, but it's probably the most fearful to the Lions at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I don't
well
know this.
said.
Go ahead, Lo.
No, that was well said by Herman J. Moore. That was
Well
well
said.
said.
Lomas, what's your middle initial?
I
I don't
don't
even
need
want.
one,
He
man.
doesn't
That's
have a
why I
middle
tell
name.
people with a first name.
What do you mean
like
you don't have a
Lomas,
middle initial?
I,
You from
my
Florida.
first name,
You from
bruh,
Dade County in
my
Broward,
first
Florida.
name is Lomas. You don't need what you gonna follow that with. One
I
would
don't
be
know.
Lomas Earl Brown. Huh?
You look like you
Yeah.
might. Yeah, you look like you might be I
See,
don't
there
know,
you go. It's Lomas Brown Jr.
a Lomas
I'm a
Fred.
junior.
You look like you could have been a Fred though, man, or something like that.
Fred.
Yeah,
Lomas
like
Fred.
Fred Brown.
Right.
If you ever
Why
played
gotta be a
football,
Fred, man?
Lomas, you're like me. You had to make your name work.
Why?
Otherwise,
You
Lomas and
got
Herman.
Bully? You
Yeah,
got
Herman. I
Bully
mean,
with Herman?
Herman. Yeah, back then it was like the monsters, but
Yeah, you're
that
right.
didn't resonate a whole lot with our community.
Herman,
So
say
it's
what
like,
you say about what your mom must have said when you're when you're
oh yeah,
born.
when
Like,
she had me, she said she should have named me No Damn. My first name would be No. My middle name would be Damn. And then you put the last name to it, so it'd be No Damn
No
More.
damn more.
That's that's what she said after she had me. After
Hey, your mom.
I don't know if
we
that's
think
good or
you're
bad.
we think you're Lovey Smith's relative there, Lo.
Lovey. What? Lovey? I like Lovey. I like Coach. Man, he's all gray now. You seen the picture of Coach Herm? I mean, and then he was wearing the beard, so it was like all gray, man. He
Who was
don't
that?
even look the same. Lovey
Smith.
Oh yeah,
pull up a
Lovey.
picture
Oh
of
yeah.
Lovey now.
Oh yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, he wasn't even a president of the U.S. Because
I
normally,
know.
you got to become president, man, to look
Man,
like you aged
coaching.
20 years
Hey, coaching hard too,
in
though,
for
Herm.
a term.
Hey, you seen how Wayne was looking back in the day when they had that target on his back? Man, Wayne come up in there looking old, bags under his eyes. You know that, Herm. They aged Wayne over there, poor fella. We aged him.
So you saying the Lions aged them, or did the NFL age him?
No, man.
That happened to Mike Martz when he was with us.
It's all about how you run your team, I guess, man. If you play it loose,
man,
and
I think coaching
you run
is
hard.
stressful. I think coaching
is
stressful.
It's different though.
It's very stressful. They never leave the office.
Yeah. That's why I didn't want to do it, Chrissy, because they put in 14, 15-hour day. Come on,
they sleep
man.
there. I mean,
nah, man. I couldn't do it. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. So Coach Campbell's going to be talking in 30 minutes. So number one, what would you be telling the team? And, if you even want to like make it like you're actually talking to the team, that could be fun. But what are you telling the team right now if you're Coach Campbell?
Go ahead, Herm. Yeah, I want to hear what you got to say.
Oh, you want me to start? I mean,
let me hear your coach speech.
No, if I would come in, I would just say, you know what, every week, it doesn't matter. You're going to get, there's a standard. It's timeless. This is one more game that was necessary. We're beating a team that's in our conference. We're winning on the road. That's always important. But then he's going to, you're reminding them about the importance of bouncing back and having a strong game and coming in and really clicking offensively and seeing that, guys just have to do their part. Minimizing mistakes, minimizing turnovers. That's kind of the winning formula, and that we have to now get back to work. And then on the defensive side, we have to figure out a way to be a little bit better. We were better in the red zone offensively, but defensively, we got to get more push. We got to get more pressure. We have to get more contained because we're going to be facing very mobile quarterbacks. So I'm going to focus on how we close those gaps. How do we stay away from penalties in the secondary? They were cut down this week. I think Terran Arnold is a star in the making. I have no concerns there. But I'm going to say, you know what? Now that's one win. We've gotten back. We've bounced back. We're right where we are supposed to be. Now let's keep it moving before we go into the bye. You know how that is. We got a long week. We got to prepare. You got to stay focused and in the game. That's it. It's like, you know what? Play how we know we should play, and the outcome will be the outcome. If we do what we're supposed to do and we take care of our business, I will accept the outcome. If you say I gave all I had, that's all you could give. I did my best. That's all you can do. If you do that, the outcome will be the outcome, win or lose, period.
Absolutely. Herman, why don't you speak about that picture behind you?
I know.
That's
that
Herman
nice.
Lowe.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
We got our Herman Lowe stuff going on. That's one of our canvases. That's one of our artworks that Lo and I have. That's against the Chicago Bears. That's for our Chicago Bear stuff. But we got 32 of those bad babies sitting over there somewhere, man, that people are going to start seeing released as we did last year in various forms and products. But I love it. It's our Herman Low edition of our collection of us and
You
our
should
experience
change
through the
it
NFL.
out, huh? You
No, I'm
should
gonna
change
change.
it out each week. Each week.
I'll change that one out. I could
Yeah.
do that.
So yeah,
There's our Cardinals.
yeah. Yep, that's the card, and that's
What's
what we
happening
did
here,
too.
guys? Tell us what's happening.
Well,
Hey,
we went to the
lions are hungry.
desert, right? We went
That's
out to
right.
the desert. Oh, Chrissy, it was so many Lion fans out there. Oh my goodness, man, we took over the desert. Man, it was so much blue up in the stands, man. It was unbelievable, man. I'm telling Herm that when they ran out for introductions, when they just first ran out to warm up, I swear I thought it was the Cardinals running out, man. We just took over their stadium, man. So the Lion fans, man, they becoming strong. So that's what we did, Chrissy. We went out there and we had us a little, what's that, little cardinal? And that's some
Yeah,
chili
no,
pepper.
yeah. No, we
What's
got a
that?
little greens up there. You know, we got to have a
Little
little bit of
greens.
veg,
Okay.
as they say down in Florida. We got to have some vegetables in there, and then we got to have some protein. Got some bird, and
And
then
what
you know the
that
lion.
is like a teeny tiny turkey. Like, is that what that is?
No, but no, that's the cardinal. We've already that's us saying, you know what, this
Hey,
is what it looked
her,
like.
what we say in
We,
Florida? What we say in
yeah,
Florida?
vegetables, vegetables, not vegetables. Y'all got them vegetables.
Hey, because they
You know
say,
I'm right.
hey, they
You
ain't
know I'm
going to,
right.
hey, look, we say we ain't going to Kroger's. We going to K. Rogers down
No,
there.
I just say coupons, like coupons instead of
yeah.
coupons.
Oh
Coupons.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Coupons.
next week you'll have the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
that
because
one.
we played the
Hey,
Seahawks.
the Seattle one is boss too, man. That's probably one of my favorites too. So we'll
Yeah.
make sure that we put that out ahead of time. Chrissy's got control of all that intellectual property there. But I do want to make sure. I know we've talked about Lo. I want you to give real quick. Give me your Dan Campbell speech, and then Chrissy, if you would, I would love to go in and take a look at some of the comments and see if there's anything we want to hit. Make sure that we're getting to some of the people that are chiming in. Love you commenting. Don't forget to hit that smash that like button.
Smash the like
And
button.
continue to follow us, man. That's just we're looking to grow our stream and our channel.
Around Lomas's, just around Lomas.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So come on, Coach Lomas Campbell. What you got for me?
I mean, you did a great job. Mine would be short. It would be, I need more. I need more, Herm. Like you said, look, the bye week is
Just
coming
attention to
up.
detail, boy. Huh?
Lomas
Yeah,
is just
hey,
and
the bye week is coming up, so I need more from you guys. You got some of your comrades that are gonna be down. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna look like a mass unit around there when they come out with the injuries and everything, and the guys that will and won't practice or who might or might not be ready for the game. So I'm telling my guys that are healthy, y'all got to give me a little bit more. You got to give me some more. You got to dig a little deeper. You know what I'm saying? You might have to give me a little extra. What the Colonel used to say, Herm, some lanyap.
Yeah, but let me ask you this though. Isn't that? But it's Lanyap. Yeah, that's Frank Gans. That's our guy. Listen,
the Colonel.
but think about this. But you got to do the catch-all. I want you to give me all you got. If you give me all you have,
all right.
Because if I say you got to give me more, and you go, yeah, coach, I'll give you a little bit more. That means you've been holding back on me. Like I'm gonna come at you and say, you know what, you leaving some on the table. I need you to know that I need everything you got.
All right. Well,
Herman, I want to say though, I'm a little disappointed. I know that you're an aspiring actor. I thought you were really going to give us a speech. Didn't you?
I thought you just wanted me to tell you what I would say to the team. But you know what? Sometimes,
you can't come behind this wall.
No, I'm just saying sometimes you can't just come out and be overly aggressive as much as you have to be communicative. You have to be able to sit there and say, listen, I got to talk to you and I got to make sure you understand. So there is no misunderstanding of what we're talking about. Sometimes you got to slow it down. Sometimes you can get too rah-rah and everybody's getting all excited and beating their chest and they're jumping around and then the message gets lost. There's too much animation going on. There's too many distractions. I just need you to understand what I'm telling you. Give me all you got.
All right.
Give me all you have. We're going to have a break. For those of you that leave it out there, you're going to get injured. You got to be smart. If you got an opportunity to go out of bounds and you're running back, go out of bounds. That extra inch is going to help us in any form or fashion. If you got a clear path and we need to get the first down, pick up the first down. Quarterbacks, don't take any unnecessary risks. We've had some injuries. Injuries are one of the greatest season killers that you can have on a team. So I need us to be healthy and focused and play smart, period, whether you're offense or defense. And then if you don't and a guy goes down, if you're in the backup position, you have to stay ready. You don't get ready, you stay ready.
Oh, all right.
Okay. I
Oh,
want to
you
know.
like that? All right, I'm doing all right. All right.
Yeah, he
Okay,
sounded like he was mad over there. Yeah,
I'm mad because hey, listen, man, we can't have no
Yeah.
slippage.
All right, go ahead.
We don't.
Go
Look,
ahead,
we
Christy,
hey,
go ahead.
as Bobby Ross used to say in our meetings, we pay you good money.
Look,
and I need if I ask you to go in there and do something, you gotta be ready to do it.
No, you ain't just quote Bobby Ross. I know that man.
Hey, we pay y'all good money.
Quote.
Listen, man, we pay y'all good money around here to be playing. Y'all need to be playing back. I'm like, man, that's a good motivational piece. We paying y'all good money. Well, I'm sure they're paying the coaches too. So I need a better play.
I can't believe it.
I was going to ask you, what was your favorite post-game speech? Like, what did you prefer after a game, or anything memorable? Anything jump out? Either of you.
No,
I was post game.
I'm just a little disappointed in some of the ways I acted. I think in hindsight.
Yeah, I heard about it too, Herman.
Man, whatever, man.
You should be.
You know what? I was too young to understand the competitive component.
Wait a minute. You know we got rules. And you know this is live. I don't know how good, but you know we got rules. One of our rules is no butt naked fighting. That was like the #1 rule, Christy. You don't fight another man butt naked. You don't do that. You put on the towel. You just do what you got to do, but you don't go in there like that. Herm know that. No, what's wrong with you?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Was that rule on the wall? Was that rule on the wall?
I don't even know.
I lead the team and just all hell breaks loose. I'm going.
Hey, Lomas, I don't even know what you're talking about, man.
Know
all I know is
you know what I
sometimes
heard about.
a brother want to pass.
Yeah.
You want the ball more than just one time a game when you don't even have tough coverage. You know, sometimes and you lose a game and you feel like you could have done more. I didn't practice all week to come in here and not be used. I didn't practice all week to come in here and just stand on the sideline and just go, I'm gonna just not do anything when I'm capable. The person that sits back and just says, I want to collect a check. I don't want that person playing. I want the person that says, you know what, you paid me to come in here and do a job. You paid me to come in here and make plays. You got to put me in a position to make plays. And if the plays aren't there, I got to become what we call playmaker. I got to go and make what's not there. Give me the opportunity to sink or swim, but don't tell me I'm going to sink because you just not targeting me. You're not throwing me the ball. We're going to have problems.
All right.
We got to comment that was some jailhouse stuff.
Hey, Chrissy, you sound like you still got a problem. Don't you?
I do have a problem with it. Absolutely. Look, we'll hold that for another show. But listen, we'll hold it for another show. But listen, there's things that as you get older, you realize there are things when I played, I wish I had not done because it was youth and it was impulsivity and it was not knowing how to handle when you got to answer to people, you got to answer to fans, you got to answer to others, but you don't have communication happen properly that needs to happen. So there's frustration. You don't know how to kind of resolve that. It's a new world. You're a young person. I'm in my 20s. But then you get older, and now that I've had the experience of understanding how to communicate and how to deal with conflict and resolving that without it being, you throw the baby out with the bathwater. And in saying that, you would think the older person and the person in leadership position at that time will be able to manage that and have that skill set to be able to dial it all in and to make it make sense to the young person without them going off the rails. So there's some motivation and mentorship that has to happen there that I think gets missed in terms of the skill set that's required for a coach. Dan Campbell has that. He has that. He has that because he has the experience. He has that because he's willing to have the temperament and the disposition to say, I want to listen and I want to also learn. And that's what it is, man. It's a mutual piece. You win together, you lose together. And as I learned, there were some things, like I said, I would be more than happy to say, man, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I should have handled it different. But it takes character for people to do that. And I don't think you would get it from the other side. Because if I would, we would have gotten it by now.
So to me, Herm, then this sounds like, because to me, that sounds like being under, for example, we got a lot of ex-players on our coaching staff. I know how big of an influence Charlie Sanders was to you. So you think that's why our coaching staff, because these guys played the game, they sat in the locker room, they've been on those fields, they know what we're going through. Was that a better connection? That's why you had a good connection with Charlie?
Oh yeah, because he understood and he didn't care. He was like, man, listen, you guys need to go out here and make plays. And if it was a mistake, he says, you know what, you're better than that. Don't you need to pick it up. Like it was just straight talk. You don't need to fluff. You don't need someone stroking your ego. You just need someone to just be real with you. And then when you come back, there's in-game language and there's in the moment things that go, but it's all professional and it's all in terms of being a professional, but also it's just the environment. It's intense. And at the end of it, you can just be like, okay, cool. We win together, we lose together, but not when it's the blame game. And that's what we saw in that era. A lot of times it's blaming of the players, or the players blaming coaches, and versus everybody saying, we're together. When it works and you bring it together like that, and it's a family type deal where you don't let anything come in and from the outside to influence division, then that's when you have a team. And that's what we haven't seen. You think about it, how often have you heard anything since Coach Campbell has been here about player internal fighting or players having issues with coaches? It exists. No, everyone doesn't agree and get along, but it doesn't happen. So that's just for a whole nother day. But I will say this, man, it's like I'm enjoying watching the team find its footing. I'm enjoying watching what I know is a team that is continuing to get better and be attractive to free agents, and also for players to come in and really have a winning mentality, because that's what's being expected, not the ups and downs and all those things. It's going to be disappointing if this team doesn't, have a successful season. It's been a long time since we've seen that.
I think good leadership lies in valuing. It lies in valuing everybody in their roles that they play. And when you're valuing everybody, regardless of their role, everybody feels like they're supposed to be where they're at, and they just execute as they're supposed to. So it's very different than trying to demand leadership.
Absolutely. Chris, why don't you do this? You want to hit some of those questions? Or some comment. Let's show some love. Let's show some love to these people, man. That's on there. We appreciate all the questions. Well, I mean, they got a lot of stuff. You want to throw up some of those funny things? I know you said that Lomas in here with the jailhouse language in here talking like, but that's broad. That you
what jailhouse language?
We had one up in there. Or where was it?
What? What is he talking about?
When you were talking about nude fighting.
Yeah, why is that jail? How is that jailhouse language?
I don't know, man. It just you made it sound like, man, we were crazy.
Yeah, I heard about you, Herm.
All right, let's go through. Let's hit a couple of these. I think it's some good stuff in there.
Okay, well, why don't you hit them?
All right, I know we have one. Rishi, said that I don't think we have another edge in the house. What do you think about that? You think we got another edge rusher?
Well, I like
that too.
No, I like I like what Davenport was doing, when he was in there. So, but I think Josh Pascal, I like what he does when he's healthy and he's been out there. He's going to get more of an opportunity, I think, with Davenport being down. Onzarike, he came back in there. So I just think you have to just continue to just play the guys that we have here. I don't think there's nobody out there on the street you're going to be able to go get. So you just got to keep developing the guys we have here. And hopefully these guys will be able to just keep playing at a high level, because Aiden is, he's on another level right now, the way he's playing. He just needs a little bit more help up front with him.
All right, so here we go, Herm.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I still got my Herman Moore jersey at my mom's.
Oh,
and then Corey says that if he mentioned his first Lions jersey, people would laugh. So now I want to know what it is.
Oh yeah, we got to know what was. Come on, Corey, got to let us know what your first jersey was. But yeah, I mean, if your mom, she should still have that jersey. If not, you can go over to HermanMoore84.com and get you one. but we always have giveaways too. So you can always wait for us and look for those special giveaways that we have. We're always looking to share some of that. I'm gonna be doing a lot of unboxing too. So many of you that are on here, stay tuned. And Lomas, I'm gonna get you. I know you probably still got a lot of stuff sitting around some places. We need to start doing like an unboxing, and I want to share those things with a lot of our fans that I've kept throughout my career that I think are great keepsakes and great memorabilia and things to give the people.
I never would have guessed Mark Spindler. That is,
I know.
Mark Spindler.
Mark
I was
Spindler.
just I work out.
So that was a what,
You know,
93? What was that, a 93 jersey? Spindler was 93, right?
No, 92.
92?
I think it was 92. Spindler works out with me 3 days a week. So he works out with us. So I talk to Spin all the time, man. So he'll be at the alumni game on Monday too. So he doesn't come around much, but he's coming around. He's very successful. Spindler has he has a franchise of hearing aids. So he has about 30 or 40 stores in the Illinois area, in the Chicago area. So, yeah, he's very successful with that. Yeah, you would never think that. I know, not Mark Spindler and hearing aids, but, yeah, very good.
Conversation took a interesting turn. Okay.
I know.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Here, we got one more. Here we go. Or one. All right. How do you guys feel that you're no longer the most recent playoff winning Lions anymore?
Go ahead, Herm.
I mean, most recent, yeah, but we've won just as many as most. We went to the NFC Championship game. There we go. We went to the NFC Championship game. We were one game away from the Super Bowl. Doesn't matter that we lost by 8,000 points, but we were almost there. We went to the NFC Championship game. No,
you're missing the point of the question.
No, I know. It's just me. That's me just going off. I am. You know what? I think it's wonderful because there needs to be legacy. There needs to be history that's talked about because I think we've had some tremendous players and teams that have come through that may not have gotten as far as a team last year, but it is amazing what it does when you can walk into a stadium and you feel winning environment. You feel winning attitude. You feel that you got the product, you got the organization, you got the support of the fans. It's just a different environment. So it feels great that it's something very more recent than having to go back 20, 30 years before you can actually talk about celebrating something as close as getting to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for me, it's the national attention that is bringing. Everybody from the outside kind of getting a chance to see Detroit, man. We know how Detroit is because we're here. But people on the outside looking in, they hear different things about Detroit. But the nation is getting the opportunity to see Detroit. And they seen the draft that was here and how we had almost 900,000 people here. And there was no incidents, and now the Lions NFC Championship game last year, a team, one of 4 teams that they said should get to the Super Bowl this year. So I love the national attention that we get because like you say, Herm, it's a lot of us that's walked through that door or a lot of us that's worn that uniform that don't get the attention that I think they deserve with the legacy that's been left behind. So the more attention that we get, national attention on the Lions, I think the more it does for some of us guys in the past.
I'll ask you this. Do you think it's but how much of that you think comes around because of the fanfare and the love of Coach Campbell?
Okay. One more time.
You kind of paused for a second.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. But no, how much of that do you think in terms of the love, you talk about the national attention, is there's the love of the fact that this team is winning and it's been developed and you have some really good storylines behind it. But how much of that you think is Dan Campbell and the fact that the national media, he's such a well-liked person. And when you talk about it, it seems like it starts with him and then they talk about the team.
So Herm, I'll say it's the tradition first, because I ain't gonna even lie to you. I started doing radio when Matt Patricia came in, so this is my 7th year doing it. Lion fans were traveling back then, but they had no reason to stay around. They had no reason to cheer. But I'm telling you, man, even during Patricia years, when we would go out on the road, it would be a whole bunch of Lion fans. And then I kind of think back to our time. Think about it, Herm. Think about the places we used to go and the Lion fans that used to be there. We used to have a lot of fans go on the road. So I think first it starts with tradition that they built through all the years here. And Lion fans, man, they true and blue, man. They not going anywhere, no matter what the team does. But I do think you're 100% right, man. I think Dan Campbell, man, everybody wants to know what this guy's doing, what he's saying, you know, a quote from Dan, you know, of course, the commercial like that. I love the little Applebee's commercial and everything, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I think you're right about that. I think he's done the city right. And, man, look, he could run for governor, I think, around these days if he wanted to, man,
Well,
because they
that's dangerous
love.
talk, boy. You better
Well,
stop that, Lomas.
I'm
We're in a
just
political
saying,
season.
you
We're in a
know.
political season,
Yeah,
man. You
let me
better stop
stop.
that. Don't you start
Let me
that going.
stop that. Let me stop that.
You're gonna make the
That,
governor feel,
you know.
some type of
No,
way,
I
man,
love Big
coming
Gretch.
through.
That's my girl. I love Big Gretch. That's my girl, Big Gretch.
Well, here's the thing though that people don't consider. You know, as far as
that was
as far
Big
as
G.
getting, as
That
far
was
as
a G.
I got that. Yeah. As far as getting attention and things like that, see, when you're also a respectful and nice person to people like I was when I was with the Lions or a media member or things like that, you're going to get better publicity as well because you're being kind and respectful and you're answering people's questions. And that also impacts how people want to portray you. So it's also another little side thing that you might not think of.
Yeah, he gives you a lot more. He
He
does.
does.
I mean, it's like night and day between him and the other guy that was here. Let me stop saying that. But
Okay, well,
it is.
let's end with this. Are we ready? You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Why aren't you doing Breaking Bread anymore?
Because of Lomas Brown.
Yeah, we're in the process of getting the process together. But no, we will be doing that. That's something we're talking. We're collaborating with a community college around here. It's something that I want to do. I think I want to do it more so than Herman Moore wants to do it. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere. It's
What
a
about
baby
me?
that I'm gonna take on. Okay, well, me and you'll take it on,
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah, they'll love that.
keep moving it ahead and everything. But
Hey, Lomas Brown.
yeah, yeah,
I can't believe you sitting here and you're
yeah.
gonna bring that malarkey in here and talk crazy
Oh,
in front of all these
what
Detroit
malarkey?
Lion loyalists and fans, man. You know daggone well you are hard. Anyone who knows you is like, man, I'm like, I need to talk to the man that know the man that know the man that know the man to get to Lomas Brown. His
You need to
brother, man.
stop
His
it.
brother got to go that route.
I need
Stop
I
it.
got it. And don't even try and send you none
Stop it,
that's
Herman.
in digital
Stop
communication.
it.
That's a
Stop it.
challenge. Come
Stop
on,
it.
man.
Just
I don't
stop
mind
it.
breaking bread with you. We that's
Stop it.
what we do. You know how
Stop it.
we vibe. Come on, man.
All right,
Now,
we're
hold
gonna
on.
do it.
Before we go, I want to put the very best video, in my opinion, that you guys did in the chat. And we'll do more of these, but they did top 10 players that they ever went against. Fabulous. It's good stuff. Highly recommended.
Oh,
Yeah, and go and
yes,
check that out. But definitely
yes.
love you know, the fans chiming in. Love taking some questions. We want you to tell everyone about what we're doing here on Mondays or days after the game when we have our shows. Definitely smash that like button. Continue to follow us because we want to interact. We want to engage. So we try and figure out these platforms where we can get in. This is for you. This is for us to come in, give you a little bit of what we want to talk about, but we want to hear, some of your questions. I know there were quite a few that were in here. Get on these streams a little bit sooner with us. And then we'll definitely go through a lot of that in the Q&A session because I think it's important because we want to have that engagement. So appreciate all of you for, coming in and checking us out. And come on. I know I saw one in here about Lomas. I'm telling you right now, I will wait on my gold jacket until after they give one to Lomas Brown and they give one to Jason Hanson. And if they give them those, then they can go ahead and come around to me because I tell you what, I know you guys have done tremendous things. Jason is longevity. All-time leading scorer for us. And then you, Lomas, obviously, with all your accolades and your experience in playing for every team in the NFL. So I think that in itself should get you into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Jason gets one for sense of humor, too. And you always knew that things were going interesting with the Lions when the media would go to Jason because they knew he would really say anything. Because really, who could like dispute what Jason had to say.
Yeah. He got that
Jason's
dry
gangster
sense
too,
of
man.
humor.
Everybody, but yeah, I was gonna say Jason
you're
gangster,
right.
man.
You're
All y'all
right.
that's on here right now, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
don't sleep on Jason Hands. He is a
You're
kicker,
right.
but Jason's kind of he's a quiet
So
killer.
they would go
He's
to
gangster.
him and they'd be like, so
For real.
Jason, tell us what you think. And he'd been around forever. And so he's like,
Mhm.
well, we used to be like this, but now we're like this. And he would just lay it out there.
That's my guy. Yeah. Cool people, man.
Yeah. We got some great alumni.
All right, hold on. Now we got like only seeing 20 likes. Come on, guys. Before you head to Coach Campbell's press conference, which starts in 5 minutes, like and subscribe and come back. Micro Mike is not gone forever. He'll be back as well. So don't worry. All right, Herm, close us out.
Well, closing out, just look for this team defensively. If I had to break it down and say if I had any concerns, one, I'm going to give, as Lomas had mentioned, big ups to Aaron Glenn, DC, and OC, Ben Johnson. Thought they did really good game management. Second half, a little bit of a concern offensively. Not a whole lot going on there. Can't disappear, for a whole half after that. Red zone's better. I think this team, bounced back. But they didn't bounce all the way back. Defensively, I still have some concerns about the rush. I still have some concerns that if you only got one edge rusher and you don't have anything to back that up, it's going to be too easy for teams to take that away. So those are the things that are kind of most pressing. And then we don't want to have any special team concerns. I don't think we have any. We've been pretty blessed so far. So keep watching that as well.
All right. Well, everybody go enjoy Coach's press conference, and we'll see you later on Lions Nation Unite.
Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for chiming in.